Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Metcalf here with Splash Sports. Let's just take a recap on yesterday's performance. Going 0-3 in our first NRFI video here. Definitely not the way we wanted to start it. Had me scratching my head. You look at that Los Angeles Dodgers game and the Chicago Cubs. I mean, the Dodgers had runners on third and second with one out. Couldn't get the job done. And then in the bottom of the first, for the Chicago Cubs, they had bases loaded. Nobody out, and they did not score a run. Definitely something that we want to forget, wipe under the rug. I'm not going to dwell on it. We'll bounce back. Stick with me here. Let's roll into April 7th plays right now, ladies and gentlemen, with Splash Sports. And on this show, you know all we care about is the first 6 outs of the ballgame, plain and simple. A NRFI means no runs first inning, while a YRFI means yes runs first inning. But before I get into my free plays, guys, be sure to smash that like button. Helps me out a ton, and it costs you guys none. And subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on those notifications. That way, every time I drop another free play for you guys will be notified. All right, let's have a bounce back start right here for Sunday's games on April 7th. Let's start off with game number 1. We got the Cleveland Guardians and the Minnesota Twins. Right now, for the Cleveland Guardians, Tristan McKenzie will be on the mound. Clearly struggling too, I will say, for McKenzie last year in the second half, and now we kind of saw it in that first game. Only has one game started with 3.1 innings of work. He's got a high ERA right now. That's because he gave up 2 earned runs to the Mariners in his last start here in 2024. He has an ERA of 10.8 right now in 2 strikeouts he had against the Mariners. And let's look at this Minnesota Twins team, who has been struggling here offensively. They got Bailey Ober on the mound. He's 0-1 also with 1 game started this season, 1.1 innings of work with an ERA of 54 right now. 1 strikeout and 8 earned runs against the Royals. The Royals absolutely got to Ober in this one. 2 pitchers clearly struggling in the beginning of the year. I believe this is going to be a bounce back game for both starting pitchers. You heard the news with the Cleveland Guardians in Shane Bieber. Absolutely heartbreaking for this Guardians ball club. Shane Bieber will be out the rest of the season with Tommy John. Granted, this Minnesota Twins team has not found themselves offensively. They continue to struggle offensively. I think McKenzie can have a little bit of success here in the top of the first inning, or the bottom of the first inning, I should say. And Ober's been great last year. I believe he has a bounce back game here in this one against the Cleveland Guardians, who have been swinging it well as of late. That's why in game number 1, though, between the Cleveland Guardians and the Minnesota Twins, we are smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. Let's roll into our second game, where the Philadelphia Phillies take on the Washington Nationals. Right now for the Phillies, Sanchez will be on the mound. 1 game started this season with 5 innings of work with a 3.6 ERA. He has 8 strikeouts, so clearly as he gets ahead of hitters, he's clearly putting them away early on this season. He gave up 2 earned runs against the Cincinnati Reds in his opening debut of 2024. Then this Washington Nationals team will have Mackenzie Gore on the mound. 1 game started, 5.1 innings of work this season. He has an ERA of 5.05 with 6 Ks and 3 earned runs in his last one against the Pittsburgh Pirates. I believe in this Nationals ballpark too. It's a pitcher's ballpark. It plays a lot bigger, especially early on in the season when the weather is a little colder too. The ball doesn't fly as if it was summertime there in DC. I expect this Philadelphia Phillies team to make solid contact on Gore, but I think Gore gets out of this first inning untouched here. So that's why in game number 2 between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Washington Nationals, we're also smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. Let's roll into our third and final game. We got Sunday night baseball between the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers right now. We got Blanco back on the mound after he's coming off his no-hitter in his first appearance of his 2024 campaign against the Toronto Blue Jays. He's 1-0 this season, 9 innings of work, obviously no earned runs, 7 Ks in that no-hitter that he had against that Toronto Blue Jays. I expect Blanco to come back out here with a strong start to this game. He'll be matched up here against Dane Dunning for this Texas Rangers team. 1-0 this season, one game started, 6.1 innings of work. He does have a little higher end of an ERA with 4.26 ERA on 7 Ks, though. This is another guy that puts batters away, especially when he gets ahead of the count. He has given up 3 earned runs to that Tampa Bay Rays ball club. And like I said, this is a Sunday night, in the spotlight for these Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers, who you could call them rivals if you want. They usually typically play very hard against each other. I believe Blanco comes in on his success in his last outing and starts off right where he left off in that no-hitter. I know he's going to fill it up and attack these Rangers hitters here, and same with Dunning. Dunning absolutely competes on the mound. He fills it up, so I don't think any runs are going to come in the first inning in this one on Sunday Night Baseball between the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers. That's why we're smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. Let's take a recap of the games that I've selected for you today. Game number 1 between the Cleveland Guardians and the Minnesota Twins. We're smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. Game number 2 between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Washington Nationals. We're also smacking the NRFI. And in game number 3 between the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers, we are smacking the NRFI. We got 3 NRFIs, no runs first inning for our plays, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nick Mencken again with Splash Sports. Stick with me. I know we had a bad start, 0-3, but I'm looking to go 3-0 today. You could also find me on Twitter or X at Nick Mencken and Instagram at Nick Mencken. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want more content like this. Best of luck and best bets.